Hello, my name is Cameron Evans, and this is my informative speech on the history of coffee. Coffee beans come out of cherries and they grow off of a tree. They were a little bit different than the cherries we eat in that inside are seeds that are harvested to make the coffee beans. There are two different types of coffee beans used to make coffee. The Arabica and the Robusta. The difference between Arabica beans and Robusta beans are that Arabica trees have to be babied more, and they actually have 50 to 60% less caffeine than Robusta trees. Robusta beans are used more for blends and instant coffees. However, Arabica beans are more expensive. There are many different flavors in coffee as well as different undertones. There are some that are light roasted, like blondes, and dark roasted, like espresso. Did you know that before coffee was named, it was called wine of Arabia? The clergy at the time thought it was a bad drink, so they called it bitter invention of Satan. No one knows for sure how coffee came into being. However, the prevailing myth is quite a funny story, which I will share with you momentarily. It is also very interesting how important we have made it in our culture. Some of us, including me, need it on a daily basis. And even both of my kids can tell you when I haven't had a cup. Okay? When we first started this class, do you remember when Professor Williams offered to help us and we could go right over here to Starbucks? The origin and history of coffee continues to influence the way we come together and converse with each other, as well as using it as a trade with other countries. Coffee shops have been a social meeting place since its invention. Now let's take a look and see where coffee beans come from. The coffee bean is made from a cherry produced off of a coffee tree. The National Coffee Association is cited as saying that coffee cherries grow along the tree branches, and it takes nearly a year for a cherry to mature after the flowering of the fragrant white blossom. It has been estimated that there are anywhere from 25 to 100 species of coffee plants. However, there are only two types of species that are used to make coffees: the Arabica and the Robusta. Arabica beans that coffee represents about 70% of the world's coffee production, and Robusta accounts for the other 30%, and that's according to the National Coffee Association. Coffee has the ability to be made in several different flavors and strengths. It can be hot or cold, fancy or plain. You can have it with a chocolate undertone all the way to a fruity undertone. Now I'll share with you the story I mentioned earlier. Like I said, no one knows exactly sure how coffee was discovered, but legend has that a man in Ethiopia watched his goats eat these cherries off of a tree and get bursts of energy. The word quickly spread to Arabia, where they started cultivating the coffee. Then it spread all over the world, and now it's cultivated in more than 50 countries, and traders sold throughout the world. You can easily go to your local grocery store and buy coffee beans whole or ground from anywhere in the world, from Africa to Indonesia to South America and back to Jamaica. There are about 20,000 coffee shop businesses in the U.S. with a combined revenue of $10 billion in 2011, according to First Research. According to the latest National Coffee Drinking Study from the National Coffee Association, 40% of 18 to 24-year-olds are drinking coffee each day. This is a sharp rise from the 31% of this age group who said they enjoyed a daily dose of Java in 2010. The study also found that over 75% of U.S. adults drink coffee, and 58% reported drinking coffee daily. That's according to the National Coffee Association. So the study is finding that most adults enjoy their cup of joe on a daily basis, and that despite economic problems, we still like a great cup of coffee. Coffee is a staple in our culture no matter your age, your race, or your gender. Whether you need it to wake up in the morning or to keep you awake while writing your paper. The next time you're bringing a cup at home or going to a local coffee shop to get that wonderful cup of coffee, remember this presentation and the information about different kinds of coffee and how it all started. Explore the many flavors that coffee have, and you will be able to taste other countries and their cultures.